We are live.
We're live.
We're live. And I'm going to move into a better position for the microphone.
Sounds like a good idea.
You're going to do the introduction live?
No, I
No?
don't do that.
You're not going to do the introduction?
I'm going to leave it to you, Amy.
You're going to leave it to me. And there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. There was one thing that I wanted to do. We could make it the big problems, small words thing.
Big problem, small words.
Yeah. Ebola Fear Mongering. So,
Unravel.
as I'm sure you're aware, Ebola. There was an outbreak in West Africa. The current estimates for deaths are in the range of 4,800 at the time of broadcast. But it's getting really scary, Lewis. Do you know why? The world is getting scared now because 3 white people have got it.
Now is the time to panic.
It's just
because
ridiculous.
white people are dying.
So the World Health Organization, from now on I'm going to say WHO. So the WHO's best estimate, no, they sound like the band. So the best estimate,
sounds so confusing. Be like, the Who are planning this, and be like, I thought they wrote songs.
they estimate that there's in the region of 10 to 12,000 infected. For some perspective, more people die of AIDS every day than have been infected of Ebola during the current outbreak.
Okay.
So when you see in the news Ebola run and be scared, stop and think a second about how in no time at all we've chucked all these extra precautions and all this fear in the direction of something that is fucking hard to be transmitted, right? We really need an advertising campaign that's just common sense. It's like, so we always start off with big words and we get smaller words by the end of it, apparently. Ebola can only be transmitted through bodily fluids.
Now, to me, that's pretty simple, but for some of y'all, we're going to break that down a little bit.
You are okay in an elevator with someone who has Ebola.
If you see someone at the shop who has Ebola, you
will
are
be
okay.
If you suspect someone you live with has Ebola and they shit all over the floor and you somehow come into contact with that,
You might want to move out.
You might want to go to the hospital, right? If you're licking blood off of an infected surface, you might be at risk of Ebola. There was a doctor in New York who came back from, I think it was Liberia, and he what's called self-quarantined, and basically he took 3 weeks off work and waited for symptoms to present, and they did. So he went to the hospital, and then there was panic because, oh my God, he rode the subway. Now, this was a doctor. I can only assume
he knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, I can only assume he put some kind of mask on, some gloves, carried on. Yeah?
Contaminant suit.
Yeah. So, unless you are going through the rubbish in that hospital to find the mask he was wearing, or to find one of his sick pans and you're eating the contents, you're okay. You're not going to get Ebola. What you really need to worry about
is French kissing people with Ebola.
We're not even sure that would transmit it at the minute. It's so far...
Still, I won't fucking risk it,
Yeah,
though.
I'm not advising it, but so far it's only been proven from excreted matter, so it's only been like things that are rejected.
So vomit, for example.
Yeah. My apologies.
It's just vomiting himself.
Yeah. Don't eat it.
Don't get Ebola.
Exactly.
This is not the message we're trying to put across.
It is so easy to scare people with what is foreign. So Ebola scares people because they don't understand it, and it's quite horrific. AIDS should be a lot scarier because more people die every day than have Ebola.
It's a longer condition as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and it really is. Like, one of my friends passed away from like complications due to AIDS, and you really do see someone kind of peter out over a long time, and that to me has always been the worst way to go. Like, becoming steadily less able to do the basic things you need to
Just
do to live.
deteriorating at a very slow, long rate.
Yeah, and then die of something simple like a cold.
Yeah, that personally, I would be horrified if I died of a cold. I
But
live in the
that's-
UK. I live throughout a
That's how
cold
AIDS
24/7.
kills you.
Well, yeah, it lowers your your defense system
Mhm.
to the point where you cannot protect yourself from something as simple as someone else's cough.
And yet, people are so scared of people from Africa at the minute because they might have Ebola. There was a story in New York again where these two kids were banned from going back to the school because their family is Rwandan. They'd lived in the United States for 2.5 years, but they're from Rwanda. And that's in Africa, right? Ebola, you can't come back. Do you know how far, like, Sierra Leone is from Rwanda?
How far?
I think it was
Far.
something in the region of like 4,500 miles. If you drew a circle from an infected space of that radius, you don't only get most of Africa. You get Spain, Italy, Germany, Hungary, and
The
Brazil.
surrounding country.
And Brazil.
Brazil's included.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's all because people are scared and they don't understand. And
That they're not going to die from Ebola.
we need to reassure people that unless you go out of your way to get it, you're not going to get it. Calm down. You're going to be okay.
Although, if you are listening in Africa, then safe
They're
to
not.
say you may be at more risk than we.
If you are in West Africa and you are currently using this computer to be 1 hour and 40 minutes into this broadcast, there are better things for you to do with your time. I would maybe look up some kind of logistics, find a way out of an infected area of Ebola, because you are at risk.
Just about everybody here is ill.
Yeah,
I think I may move away.
yeah, you are at risk if you're in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Senegal, places like that. I am in East Manchester. I'm okay. You're okay. And if you're listening,
okay. We're all okay.
if you're listening, statistics show that you're probably okay too.
So I'd say the big words, big issue, small words for this week would be, if you see Ebola in the news, don't freak out, calm down, and realise you're probably not going to get it. And probably no one you know will neither.
I blame the media. I blame the news.
Well, yeah, they span it out of control as a pandemic and stuff, don't they?
And they've also used the media to kind of control the politicians. So I'm sure you remember the first time we ever tried to record anything, we did about how they weren't going to screen people.
Yeah,
Yeah?
we did a bit on how they weren't going to screen people coming from Africa to the UK because it would take up to 3 weeks to screen them.
That story had been live for like 18 hours when we recorded that. I got home and that had changed.
We were trying to be relevant and we got fucking shot in the
It was all because the Beeb and other like outlets had basically gone, hey guys, don't you think it's ridiculous that? And changed the discourse so much that the politicians had to.
Originally, working it out to screen everybody who came into the UK from Africa, it would cost us a fuckload in healthcare bills. Now, from this, someone's gone, oh, this is a bad idea. So now we are spending that money because this idiot didn't understand the actual effect of...
And just understand what's
Ebola.
going on here. It isn't people who work for the National Institute of Health or the UK. It isn't people from the General Medical Council that are deciding what we do.
Of the country worrying.
It's journalists. It's people who weren't smart enough to study STEM. It's people who weren't good enough to become doctors, engineers, mathematicians. And if that's abrasive, fuck you. Right? It's people that weren't
The
smart enough.
storytellers that didn't do the research.
Yeah, it's people that aren't capable of grasping the nuance of this situation, pandering to a demographics that don't understand the situation. And I think if you are an accredited journalist listening to this and you've run a fear piece about Ebola, grow up.
And I think that's all we have time for this week.
I think we can wrap it up.
Thanks a lot for coming. I haven't got a wrap for you this week.
What? You're not going to wrap it up?
I ain't going to wrap it up now.
Why are you not going to wrap it up?
I'll tell you what.
All right, we'll do it next week, man.
Yeah.
Cool. We look forward to that. Thank you.
Yeah. Next week you're getting a wrap. Thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you as ever for listening. We'll see you again soon. And I promise, sooner or later, these technical difficulties will be resolved.
Also the grammatical issues as well.
But just look at this. How it just sinks into itself.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, I hate Windows 8.